Hi learners, is glad to see you in Krishna's space. Today is the day 50 of our 300 days DSA journey. So it's time for our today's problem. Let's understand it. So today's problem is longest strictly increasing or strictly decreasing subarray. Here we have given an array of integers called nums and we have to return the length of the longest subarray of nums, which is either strictly increasing or strictly decreasing. So let's understand what is strictly increasing or strictly decreasing. So they have given the definition as an array is said to be strictly increasing if each element is strictly greater than its previous one. Same for strictly decreasing as well. They have given that an array is said to be strictly decreasing if each element is strictly smaller than its previous one. So here in this problem we have to return the length of the longest subarray of nums, which is either strictly increasing or a strictly decreasing. So now let's understand it by taking the examples. So in example 1, as we can see, we have given an array in which the output is 2, because when we are going to find the strictly increasing subarray of nums, then we are going to have first one element subarray in which all the elements will be there, and then two element subarray in which we are only getting 1 and 4, and thereafter we don't have any 3 element subarray. Same in strictly decreasing subarray, we will get one element subarray in which all elements will be there. Thereafter we get two element subarray in which 3 2 and 4 3 are there, and in this also we don't have any 3 element of subarray, and that's why the length of the longest subarray is 2. Same in example 2, here we can see all the elements are 3, that's why the output is 1. And in example 3 we can see the output is 3, because when we are going to get strictly increasing subarray, then we are going to have only one element subarray, but when we are going to get strictly decreasing subarray, first we are going to have one element subarray, thereafter two element subarray as well, like 3 2 and 2 1. And after that we are going to have 3 element subarray, which is 3 2 1. That's why they have written the output 3, because it is the longest subarray. So now let's understand how I approach this problem. So in this problem we have to return the length of the longest subarray, which is either strictly increasing or strictly decreasing. So for that, first I have created 4 variables: increasing, decreasing, longest increasing and longest decreasing, in which I have put 1. Thereafter I have run a loop from 1 to length of nums, and in that loop first I am comparing my nums of I with nums of I minus 1. If my nums of I is greater than my nums of I minus 1, then I am going to increment my increasing variable. Otherwise, my increasing variable will be 1. And if my nums of I is less than nums of I minus 1, then my decreasing variable will going to be increment by 1. And if not, then we are going to have 1 in my decreasing variable. Thereafter, I am going to put maximum of longest increasing or increasing variable in longest increasing. Same as for longest decreasing as well, we are going to put maximum of longest decreasing or decreasing variable. So now let's take the example 1 to have a better clarity. So in the first run, we are going to have 4. Why? Because we are running this loop, we are running it from 1 to length of nums. That means my I is going to denote 4. So now nums of I is 4 and nums of I minus 1 is 1. And we all know 4 is greater than 1. So we are going to increment our increasing variable. Thereafter, we are going to check if my 4 is less than 1, which is of course not. So my decreasing variable will be remain same. And now in my longest increment, we are going to put the value 2, because we have used max function here and our increasing variable has the value 2. In the longest decreasing variable, we will have 1 only, because both of them has same value as 1. Thereafter we will have 3, and now we are going to compare 3 and 4. We all know 3 is less than 4, so that means now my increasing variable will be reset and it will become 1. And we all know 3 is less than 4, so my decreasing variable will going to be increment and it will become 2. And in longest increasing we will have 2, because currently my longest increasing is 2. and in my longest decreasing we will have 2 because decreasing is currently 2. Thereafter again we will have 3, and we all know 3 is not greater than 3, so that means my increasing variable will remain same, and also 3 is not less than 3, so now my decreasing variable will going to be reset and it will become 1. And in both longest increasing and longest decreasing variable we will have 2 only. And thereafter we are going to have 2 which is not greater than 3, so that means my increasing variable will remain same. And thereafter we are going to check if 2 is less than 3, which is true, so that means my decreasing variable will going to be increment and it will become 2 now. But my longest increasing and longest decreasing variable remains same because both have the value 2. And in the last we are going to return the maximum of longest increasing or longest decreasing, and currently both of them are 2, so we can just return 2 only. So that's how I have solved this problem. If you guys have any other solution of it, do write it on comment. And thank you so much for watching this video and staying with me.